Are you making critical mistakes that could jeopardise your comfortable retirement? Imagine reaching retirement only to find out that your pension isn't enough to sustain your lifestyle. Today we'll uncover the 7 pension planning mistakes you don't want to make in the UK and how you can avoid them to ensure a secure and enjoyable retirement. Welcome back to our channel where we help you navigate the world of personal finance. Today we're focusing on pensions, one of the most crucial aspects of your retirement planning. Stick around to the end to learn how to avoid these costly mistakes and set yourself up for a financially secure future. Mistake number 1, not starting early enough. One of the biggest mistakes people make is not starting their pension contributions early enough. Einstein is often quoted as saying, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. The power of compound growth over time can significantly boost your savings. Let's look at an example. If you start contributing £200 a month from the age of 25 through to the age of 65, assuming 7% return, you'll have approximately £528,000 by retirement. However, if you start at age 35, you'll only have £244,000 by the age of retirement. That's more than double the amount just by starting 10 years earlier. If you start late, it will cost you more. If you want £1 million in your pot, age 65, if you start saving at age 20, this will cost you £263 per month, and you will have contributed a total of £142,020. If you start saving at age 30, this becomes £553 per month, and you would have contributed a total of £232,260. If you start at age 40, it is £1,228 per month, and you will have contributed a total of £368,400. And finally, if you start saving at age 50, this will cost you £3,137 per month, and you will have contributed £564,660. This shows you the power and time of compounding. Mistake number 2. Not having a plan or knowing how much is enough. Another common mistake is not having a clear retirement plan. Common benchmarks suggest saving 10 to 15 times your annual salary. However, I don't personally subscribe to this one-size-fits-all approach. Before we can work out how much you need to have stashed away for retirement, we need to work out what is the money for. So, what are your essential costs? What are your discretionary or leisure costs? And what are the luxury, fun, lifestyle costs you want to spend during retirement? You also probably won't be spending the same amount through the entirety of your retirement. Whilst your essentials like food, gas, electricity will be ever present, you might be jetting off around the world 5 to 10 times a year, age 65, but not many of us will be doing this at age 80. The biggest mistake I see people make when not having a proper plan is accounting for inflation. Let's dive into a story that shows the real power of inflation over the last 20 years. Imagine it's 2004. Facebook had just launched, the last episode of Friends aired, and Greece just won the Euros. Let's meet Jane. Jane is retiring at 65 and wants £20,000 worth of income from her retirement savings. Jane thinks she's average, so thinks she will live about 20 years. So Jane has worked out that she needs £400,000. Retirement plan done, but inflation has other ideas. Let's break this down with real UK inflation data from 2004 until today. By 2005, Jane's withdrawal needs to be around £20,260 to keep pace with inflation. By 2006, it needs to be about £20,705. Fast forward to 2008, and her withdrawal has increased to £22,452 to keep up with the rising cost of living. By 2011, her annual withdrawal needs to be £24,769. By 2022, inflation has hit a staggering 11.1%, the highest in over 40 years. By this point, Jane's annual withdrawal needs to be around £32,881 just to maintain the same purchasing power as when she started in 2004. And now it's 2024, and Jane's withdrawals would need to be around £34,408 to maintain that same purchasing power. That's the silent thief called inflation. And here's the kicker for Jane. With these increasing withdrawals, her £400,000 would have run out by 2016, 8 years earlier than she planned. Mistake 3, failing to maximise employer contributions. Auto-enrolment was introduced in the UK in October 2012. It was designed to help more people save for retirement by automatically enrolling eligible workers into workplace pension schemes. By 2018, even the smallest companies were required to enrol their employees, significantly increasing the number of people saving for retirement. So not maximising employer contributions is another costly mistake. The statutory contribution rates for auto-enrolment were set at a minimum of 8% of qualifying earnings. This is split between employee contributions, 4%, tax relief, 1%, and employer contributions at 3%. That means that for every £100 you earn, £8 goes into your pension, with £3 of that being free money from your employer. By not taking advantage of this, you're leaving money on the table. If you're earning £60,000 a year, your employer is required to add £1,800 to your pension annually. Over time, this can significantly boost your retirement savings. Some employers may pay more. Unfortunately, some people opt out of workplace pensions for many reasons, missing out on free money. Some think they can't have both a private pension and a workplace pension. In reality, you can have both, and it's often beneficial to do so. Others believe they don't want or need a workplace pension because they don't like pensions in general. However, rejecting employer contributions is like turning down a part of your salary. It's crucial to review your employer pension scheme details and ensure you're contributing enough to get the full employer match. And some employers may even go beyond the minimum 3% contribution and match your contributions up to 10%. Mistake number 4. Not having the correct asset allocation or remaining in the workplace pension default fund. Another pitfall is not having the correct asset allocation or even understanding what asset allocation is, or remaining in the workplace scheme default fund. Proper asset allocation based on your risk tolerance can significantly impact your pension's performance. Stocks or equities are considered high risk but high return assets. Investing in stocks means you own a share of the company and your returns are dependent on the company's performance. Stocks can be highly volatile, meaning their prices can fluctuate wildly in the short term due to market conditions, economic news, or company performance. However, over the long term, they tend to offer higher returns. For example, the S&P 500 has averaged around 10% returns over the past few decades. Bonds are loans you pay companies or governments, and they pay you interest over time. They are generally considered lower risk compared to stocks. Bonds are less volatile than stocks, but can still fluctuate in value, particularly with interest rate changes. For example, if interest rates rise, bond prices typically fall. Cash and cash equivalents, such as savings accounts and money market funds, are generally the safest assets, but offer the lowest returns, often barely keeping up with inflation. They are not volatile in terms of value, but they offer minimal growth. On the whole, over the long term, say 20 years, if you have all your money in high returning assets, you should make a higher return than if you have it all sat in low returning assets such as cash. Many workplace pension schemes invest your money in default funds, which may not align with your risk tolerance or retirement needs. Default funds use a one-size-fits-all approach and could be too conservative or too aggressive for your needs. Mistake number 5, not reviewing plans regularly. This includes all your savings and investment plans for retirement. Regular reviews are essential to ensure alignment with your retirement goals. Check the performance, fees, and suitability of your investments regularly. Legislation changes all the time, and this can impact on things like tax treatment or allowances of your policies. When I started out as a financial advisor more than 10 years ago, I met a lot of clients, for example, who had not checked their pension plans in over 10 years. Some of them had been sat in old dog funds that had returned 0% over the last 5 years. Those are 5 lost years of investment growth, which could cost them tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands at retirement. Likewise, I met people who were in old policies where the fees were over 3% a year. High fees will eat away at your investment returns and again could cost you a lot by the time you retire. Another thing people often forget to review is their contribution levels. We spoke earlier about inflation. It's going to be a good idea to reassess if your level of contributions still makes sense and are on track to give you the lifestyle that you desire and deserve when wages are rising, but so is the cost of living. Mistake number 6, underestimating longevity risk. Many people underestimate their lifespan, which can lead to them running out of money in retirement. They will often anchor their own life expectancy on parents or grandparents or look at the national average. Life expectancy in the UK is around 79 for men and 83 for women as of 2022. But according to estimates, 1 in 3 of today's babies will live to see 100. Underestimating your lifespan can see you spend too much of your savings pot either just before retirement or in those early years, leading to a pretty miserable later life. Mistake number 7, poor tax planning on withdrawals. Our final mistake is poor tax planning on withdrawals. This can lead to unnecessary tax liabilities and reduce the amount you have to spend in retirement. Many people automatically take their tax-free pension lump sum and stick it in a bank account where it will earn minimal interest and guarantees that all future pension withdrawals will be taxable. I've seen many people do this because they believe they will lose it if they don't take it at the beginning, or they feel it's safer in their bank account where they can get at it if they need to. This often leads to overspending in early retirement, low growth, and a higher tax bill later in retirement. In fact, there are many ways you can access your pension savings to utilise your tax allowances and reduce the amount that you give the taxman. So, which of these mistakes surprised you the most? Have you reviewed your pension plans lately? Let us know in the comments below. And if you have any questions about pension planning, drop them in the comments. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe for more financial tips. Check out our future videos on retirement planning and how to make the most out of your pensions. See you next time.